What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm out here in Manhattan, and I'm gonna make it to SoHo district. I made a video in that neighborhood like years ago when I was starting to make videos, and I want to go back for like another update video to see what's happening over there. It's a super fashionable district with high-end stores. You know, you see a lot of people from outside that go out there to shop around or just looking around the stores and stuff. It's a small neighborhood that goes from East Houston Street to Canal Street and a couple blocks down from 6th Avenue to, I figure, Cosby Street. So we're gonna walk around there, but the first thing first is I'm gonna make it towards Park Avenue and hop on the 6th train to a couple of blocks and get off on Spring Street, and then we'll start making our way over there. So without further ado, join me. So this is the Park Avenue area, and I love it a lot, you know, because of the buildings, everything, and it's much more peaceful than going around 5th Avenue. Park Avenue is right here, so I'm gonna merge in to my right, and within about 3 blocks should be the 33rd Street train, 6th train, which is a local one. It goes all the way to the Bronx, and then the last stop is in Brooklyn Bridge. And today, you know, it's pretty nice, sunny, even though it's still a little bit cold, but this morning it was freezing, but I mean, that's the winter time. Here ahead of me is the 6th train line, which we're gonna catch it and hop into a couple of stops. Made it out here to Spring Street, and I think within a block ahead of me, it should be SoHo district. And one cool thing I like about this neighborhood is the architecture. One thing that I'm noticing also is that it's really packed out here, look. I can see a lot of people here lining up to get in some of the stores. Because I think sometimes some of the stores here, they do like pop-up events. Cosby Street is right here ahead, so this is the beginning of SoHo district. And like I said before, it's not really that big, but we're gonna explore around because it's a pretty interesting neighborhood. I don't know where to go, either right or left. Another cool thing about this neighborhood is that it got also cobblestones, but look, it's pretty packed today, but here you can see what I'm talking about, the architecture. You know, here too is beautiful, so we're gonna walk around, explore the neighborhood. You know, explore the neighborhood to see what's going on and take a couple of B-rolls for the footage. So one of the little main streets of this neighborhood is Spring Street. Then to my left is another main street, Broome Street. And those are pretty streets that don't get like really much of a recognition, but they're pretty nice, you know, for the restaurants. They got high-end restaurants, also the architecture and like the shops. I'm gonna show you ahead of me. Then like the main street that crosses by, which I walked by many times, is Broadway. I'm gonna show you guys ahead of me over here. So this is Broadway. You see the touristy buses, double-decker buses. And then you can start seeing what I'm talking about in terms of architecture. But later we're gonna make it towards Broadway so I can capture the B-rolls. But let me just show you what's going on. Beautiful turns of architecture. And over here I'll show you the architecture. And today is Sunday. I've never seen like so many people pile up over here. I guess they're trying to shop around, just doing touristy things. So this is Mercer Street, and I'm gonna go ahead and then I'm probably gonna turn back to show you the architecture that's happening around here. That's pretty beautiful. And you can see the crowds of people. Wow, I've never seen it this busy. I thought because it was gonna be cold today, it wasn't gonna be that crazy here. But I guess I'm wrong. So I can't wait for the next couple of months for the weather to warm up and we can explore around. Thing about this neighborhood is that you can practice like your photography skills. Like a lot of people, they be posing like around the corners over here, and then the photographer takes picture. It's not a perfect place for modeling. Like a lot of people, they will sit down on the stairs, and it mostly happens around Tribeca and the SoHo district. So, but then you can see the terms of what I'm talking about. Like it's mostly high-end stores, and then they got the cobblestone streets right here. But then we're surrounded like beautiful architecture. So I'm gonna walk over this way to see what can I find to explore this other side of the streets, because I think it looks a little bit nicer. But here we got another store, and it seems like it's super fashionable. Pretty sure it might be expensive, but you know, a lot of people that come here, the window shop or either shop, and you know, a lot of people has a lot of styles, kind of like a Williamsburg or Manhattan version, all the way in the lower part of Manhattan. But let's make it to the other side to see what it looks like. This one looks even more interesting. This part here, like a lot of people, they will sit like in this stairs, and then I gotta tell you, the architecture here is beautiful. I'm gonna go over here, then I'm gonna cross the other side and capture the other angle. So I'm gonna put it all together like in a B-roll to show you guys what's going on. But yeah, this is pretty nice looking street. And it's literally like a playground of architecture. Like I told you, the neighborhood is small. I've only been here like a couple of blocks down, but I'm getting distracted with all. Even though, you know, I come here every time when I live stream, but sometimes I'm busy live streaming and I don't pay attention to, you know, what's happening around here. But this is just epic right here. And even better when you got the cobblestone streets. So, you know, when the cars drive by, they got to do it like slowly. So it's like a 360 view of what's going on right here. And then let's walk ahead, because I know there's a couple of cafes. Like I say, it's not just fashion and architecture. They got a couple of restaurants and cafes around here to walk around. You just got to know where to go. Then this street here in the corner is Prince Street, which is also another cool street. You got a label over here. And then like I tell you, they got the cafe right here in the corner. And then I'll show you over here, they got like another fashionable, I guess it's like a store or an espresso over here, but you know, a lot of the stuff that they got over here is like super high end. So just showing you like another side of New York, you know, like one of the richest areas around here. You can see this is Prince Street. They got a store here called Valentino. I can show you what's going on. Spencer then, but me, what I care more is about the architecture. It kind of has like a little semi-European vibe. And this is Prince Street, and wow, I gotta tell you, it's a lot of people. But today, because it's Sunday, every time I walk around the street, it's usually the weekday. So maybe that's why, you know, this is like a first for me in a while. So then over here in the corner, we got another store, Polo Ralph Lauren, which you got them all over, you know, in the country and other parts, but you can see what I'm talking about. Looks pretty nice, and then the architecture is just beautiful. I love it. Tell you, just like I say, it just feels like you're like in a European country here, but right in the heart of New York City. With the terms of the architecture here, these are like regular stores that you get in other high-end malls and stuff, but the design of the buildings that you can see here, like on top of me, is just what makes it pretty unique. But I'm just gonna make it ahead of me to Prince Street and probably make it all the way to Thompson Street, merge left, and then we're gonna try to wrap it up and walk around Broadway. I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. Well, here you're gonna have an idea, you know, everything Louis Vuitton. Like I said, Polo Ralph Lauren is right ahead. You can see how the people dress, you know, nice and neat, and then it's decorated by the fashion, by the cobblestones of the streets. See if I can cross the street right here. Yeah, I can. Let's make it back to Prince Street, and then probably we will merge later into Broome Street to see what's going on. And I gotta tell you, it's being pretty cold today. But that's not gonna stop me from shooting content. This morning it was like 20 something, but it felt like 15 degrees. A little bit warmer now, but it's still pretty cold. You can see people walking. This is Prince Street. Then in the corner they got a bike lane so you can bike around too, which is pretty cool and pretty convenient. Look at the stores of fashion too. You can get anything, you know. I'm standing in another cool looking street, which is West Broadway. So I'm probably gonna do like a block ahead of me to show you like what it looks like the main street and the stores, so you can see how cool it is. And then we're gonna make it to the other side of Thompson Street to see what's happening. So you can see they got some cool looking shops around here. Even the windows, I love how they're decorated, and they got like a little street art over here. Principe called over here. I'm not sure if it's like a bar or something like that. This is actually really cool, the design of this buildings. I think this is like a makeup spot right here. And they got like a jewelry store right here. Then of course there's not much happening. It's just like regular apartments. And then one thing you notice all over New York City, but over here, you could rent the city bike, so they got it by lot. So get the city bike and you can bike pretty much anywhere around the city. Then ahead of me is East Housing Street. And that's kind of like the ending of SoHo district, and then many other tons of sections in Manhattan happening. But now let's make it back to Prince Street, and let's keep exploring more to see what else the neighborhood has to offer. So here we got like a cafe. So one cool thing about New York City is that they got tons of coffee shops all over. There's another one over here, like Colombe, but they got them all over the city. So like if you got like a sweet tooth or you're craving, you know, for some caffeine, then you can never go wrong, especially in neighborhoods like this. You'll see tons and tons of coffee shops. Notice in this area has a lot of coffee shops, especially in this area, heading more towards the borderline of Tribeca. But if you go heading towards Broadway, it's just like a lot of stores and high-end restaurants. Want to go over here because we got like a little local looking park. I don't think it's anything special, but you know, every section or neighborhood that I like to go in the city, I like checking out what the local parks look like. And this is a local park and nothing crazy. It's just a regular playground. And some people there sit over here, you know, they got the chairs with the dominoes that happens right here. Then I think ahead you could play either racquetball, something like that, one of those traditional sports in New York City. Over here, or handball. I think it's called handball. You know, you see like a little ball, you hit it with your hand. Believe it or not, I never play it, but maybe one day I'll give it a try. And there's a basketball court right here, so you can mix it with both, either a basketball court or playing handball. And it seems like they're gonna develop something else around here. Like any other neighborhood in New York City, everywhere you go, they're always developing something pretty interesting. Pizzeria here, Pizza of Soho, and I heard a lot of good things about it. You know, New York City has tons of pizzerias, so you just gotta know which one to go. But I heard this spot here, it's pretty good and pretty legit. We're gonna make it back here, and I'm gonna merge into another street because I don't see much happening by Thompson Street. And then probably we'll do our grand finale around Broadway, which I walked there many times, but I think that'll be a pretty good spot to end up the Soho area with Broadway, you know, the main street and a lot of beautiful architecture. The street is West Broadway. So there's two. There's the regular Broadway, which is the longest street in New York City. And then we got this one over here, that's West Broadway. That goes around, you know, the lower part in Manhattan and right here in Soho. Then I think over there should be Boom Street. So we're gonna walk towards that way. Grand Street is another block ahead. And Grand Street goes all the way to Chinatown. So a lot of the streets and neighborhoods, they be connecting with each other, which is something that makes New York City pretty interesting. We got this pretty interesting looking store. And then this is pretty iconic over here, like the stairs with the architecture in the building. Like a lot of people, they post and take pictures, you know. And it seems this is like a busy restaurant over here, or cafe. It's actually a restaurant. One of those high-end restaurants that's going on. And Broome Street is right here, and it looks pretty interesting. The architecture looks pretty cool, so I think here I'm gonna walk around and capture some more footage of Soho District. But before I make it towards that way, I wanna go over this way because I passed by this area many times, but I forgot about it. But there's actually a mural or street art. And if you guys have been watching my videos, you guys know I'm a fan of street art. So can't be a New York video or a neighborhood video without showing some of the murals and the street art, which I'm gonna walk around here. So this is the street art here. They got the Statue of Liberty. And it seems like he's wearing a hat, I guess resembling like a Mexican joint or something like that. But it's pretty interesting, this art right here. So this over here is Broome Street, and pretty busy with a heavy traffic jam. I guess these cars are trying to connect with the Harlem Tunnel that takes you all the way to Jersey. I guess they try to avoid Canal Street and they merge over here, but no matter what part of New York you go, there's always heavy traffic jam. But once I get ahead over there, the architecture is gonna get pretty interesting and pretty nice. But yeah, so far, pretty busy today, even if it's cold outside, A lot of people outside enjoying, and then I'll show you a little bit of the little tiny streets with the cobblestones right there. And then you got this over here that's pretty nice. Nice looking buildings with nice architecture. Try to record myself or film what's going on and do like a little narration. There's always like a car to be humping the horn. So that's one of the realities. Filming in New York, you're always gonna hear the horns, or you're gonna hear the sirens from the police or an ambulance or fire truck, But that's how you get the real vibes of the city. Then let me show you some of the buildings here to my right. So you can see what's going on, beautiful terms of architecture. And then over there, it looks pretty good when it reflects with the sun. I think the sunset goes over that way. But a good thing now is going to start getting darker a little bit later. And then next month, the clock is going to go back 1 hour ahead. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And now I think we're just going to go make it towards Broadway. That's where we're going to see all the action happening, a really cool street. That goes from East Houston Street all the way to Canal Street. So we're going to do that. Capture what's going on there, the footage, and then we're gonna wrap up the video. So this is Broadway over here, where all the action happens. You can see the beautiful architecture like this one, and then a lot of people over here, I guess window shopping or just looking around, but let's walk toward that way to see what's happening, get some footage. See what I'm talking about? There's more activity of people right here. A lot to see, I don't see a lot of people with bats, so I guess they just walk around to see the stores. You can see what I'm talking about. And then some of the stores are right here to my right. But I'm not really interested in the stores. I'm more interested like in the architecture, The architecture is just beautiful and gorgeous. Yeah, a lot of people here, mostly tourists, to be honest. They even got a couple of street food, like halal trucks, so if you're hungry, you can purchase from them and buy like an affordable meal, so that's something that's really good. So I gotta tell you, the more I stand here, the colder it gets. But I think over here where I'm standing, it's like a little high elevated sidewalk. This is where all the action is happening, and you can get all the views behind me, like a 360 view of what's happening. And there's like a line of people behind me to get in the store. Not sure why, but yeah, I'll show you what's going on ahead of me. So you got all this view here of Broadway, but it's pretty beautiful. And then the stores, there's a line of people to get in. There's more than that intersection where I was coming, there's a lot of people. But yeah, this is really cool. Another cool thing I like is like this buildings over here, kind of like an Art Deco style. Like old, but the way how they preserve the buildings, the details, the windows, everything like that. It's pretty interesting. Then you see the busy intersection happening right here, people crossing down the street. Keeps going, Broadway, the stores. But this goes all the way to the Bronx, passes by, It'll be a good workout to walk the entire length of the street, or even bike it. Sometimes at night, I'll bike the street over here. It's pretty different and pretty quiet. But during the daytime, you can see how busy it is. And this is the other angle of Broadway over here. You got street food. And then over here, another cool thing about this section over here, they got the Museum of Ice Cream. So if you're a fan of ice cream, you might want to check out this museum over here. I might have to check it out someday. I like ice cream. Probably during the summer because it's too cold for ice cream over here. Then you see the people queuing up over here. This is the line of the people that are queuing up to get into the museum, which is pretty interesting, pretty nice. I gotta tell you, it looks pretty interesting to see the streets crowded, but it's a little bit of a challenge of me filming, when I'm trying to focus on showing. And some people have one of the worst walking habits in New York City. So if you guys are in New York City and you walk in a group of 4 people, please do it 2 by 2. Don't take over the whole sidewalk. I don't mind the people walking slow, but just don't take over the whole sidewalk. You know, you don't want to stop the New York City traffic flow going around. So that's one of the pro tips, you know, if you're a tourist visiting right here in the city. So, and then I came over here earlier. This is Spring Street and Broadway. For some reason, I don't know why this intersection over here is like pretty crowded. Look how the people block. It seems like this side has more crowd than the other side I was walking around, which is this way. But you can see the stores that they got over here. Wonder what this store is about. I see a lot of people lining up here. It says winter sale, so what is it, 30% off? So if it costs $1,000, you're getting what, $700 for an outfit? Only they know. Lately I've been ordering my stuff online. But like I said, I don't care really much about the stores. I just care a lot about the architecture and the vibes over here. But you can see I explored the beautiful neighborhood of SoHo district. Like I say, it's really known for the high-end stores, for the visitors coming around here to tour around and see what's going on over here. And right here in Broadway, like I say, it's really, really crowded. A lot of people around me, so I'm just trying to keep my eye, you know, with the filming and keeping an eye around, you know, where am I going. But yeah, so far, you know, pretty interesting. I think it's the first time in a while that I see this pretty busy. But I'm gonna head over somewhere so I can wrap up the video. So that was the end of my video exploring the SoHo district right here in Manhattan, in New York City. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.